Women speak at an earlier age, more easily, and more agreeably than men. They are accused also of speaking more. This is as it should be, and I willingly change the reproach into a eulogy. Presence of mind, penetration, fine observation, are the sciences of women. Ability to avail themselves of these is their talent. I warn the reader that this chapter requires careful reading, and that I am unable to make myself clear to those who refuse to be attentive. Her dignity consists in being unknown to the world, her glory is in the esteem of her husband, her pleasures in the happiness of her family. Every man having been born free and master of himself, no one else may under any pretext whatever subject him without his consent. To assert that the son of a slave is born a slave is to assert that he is not born a man. To try to conceal our own heart is a bad means to read that of others. The taste for splendor is hardly ever combined in the same souls with the taste for the honorable. One may live tranquilly in a dungeon, but does life consist in living quietly? Those people who treat politics and morality separately will never understand either of them. I cannot repeat too often that to control the child one must often control oneself. Anticipation and hope are born twins. Reading, solitude, idleness, a soft and sedentary life, intercourse with women and young people, these are perilous paths for a young man, and these lead him constantly into danger. Equality, because without it there can be no liberty. Force is a physical power. I do not see how its effects could produce morality. To yield to force is an act of necessity, not of will. It is at best an act of prudence. In what sense can it be a moral duty? Posterity is always just. The French painter Rousseau was once asked why he put a naked woman on a red sofa in the middle of his jungle pictures. He answered, "I needed a bit of red there." Religious persecutors are not believers, they are rascals. It is hard to prevent oneself from believing what one so keenly desires. Nature made me happy and good, and if I am otherwise, it is society's fault. Liberty may be gained, but can never be recovered. I think we cannot too strongly attack superstition, which is the disturber of society, nor too highly respect genuine religion, which is the support of it. Hard to rouse and hard to restrain, that had been a constant trait in my character. Falsehood has an infinity of combinations, but truth has only one mode of being. I undertake the same project as Montaigne, but with an aim contrary to his own, for he wrote his essays only for others, and I write my reveries only for myself. One thinks himself the master of others, and still remains a greater slave than they. Finance is a slave's word. I would rather be a man of paradoxes than a man of prejudices. The English are predisposed to pride, the French to vanity. Teach by doing whenever you can, and only fall back upon words when doing it is out of the question. The freedom of mankind does not lie in the fact that we can do what we want, but that we do not have to do that which we do not want. El verdadero objeto de mis confesiones es hacer comprender exactamente mi interior en todas las situaciones. Luxury either comes of riches or makes them necessary. It corrupts at once rich and poor, the rich by possession, and the poor by covetousness. Gratitude is a duty which ought to be paid, but which none have a right to expect. Jewish authors would never have invented either that style nor that morality, and the gospel has marks of truth so great, so striking, so utterly inimitable, that the invention of it would be more astonishing than the hero. Accent is the soul of language. It gives to it both feeling and truth. The mind grows narrow in proportion as the soul grows corrupt. The general will is always right. To make a man richer, give him more money of curb his desires. Quit thy childhood, my friend, and wake up. The happiest is he who suffers least, the most miserable is he who enjoys least. The French, for example, are a contemptible nation. Savage man, once he has eaten, is at peace with all of nature and the friend of all his fellow humans. No one is happy unless he respects himself. Whatever may be our natural talents, the art of writing is not acquired all at once. The more humanity owes him, the more society denies him. Every door is shut against him, even when he has a right to its being opened, and if he ever obtains justice, it is with much greater difficulty than others obtain favors. It is not possible for minds degraded by a host of trivial concerns to ever rise to anything great. Liberty is not to be found in any form of government. She is in the heart of the free man. He bears her with him everywhere. To be driven by our appetites alone is slavery, while to obey a law that we have imposed on ourselves is freedom. Si hay que permitir a ciertos hombres el librarse al estudio de las ciencias y de las artes, es aquellos que tengan fuerzas para andar solos en su buscar y para adelantarlos. The money that we possess is the instrument of liberty, that which we lack and strive to obtain is the instrument of slavery. O love, if I regret the age when one savors you, it is not for the hour of pleasure, but for the one that follows it. We cannot work for others without working for ourselves. To live is not to breathe, but to act. No se deben dar preceptos, sino hacer de manera que los encuentre el alumno. The truths of the scriptures are so marked and inimitable that the inventor would be more of a miraculous character than the hero. I may be no better, but at least I am different. We should not teach children the sciences, but give them a taste for them. Government originated in the attempt to find a form of association that defends and protects the person and property of each with the common force of all. All of my misfortunes come from having thought too well of my fellows. I have resolved on an enterprise that has no precedent and will have no imitator. I want to set before my fellow human beings a man in every way true to nature, and that man will be myself. All kinds of frankness and honesty are terrible crimes in the eyes of society.